All right, our next video here is on slope. So, first question, what is slope? Remember that slope is a ratio of change of the y coordinates to the x coordinates. We use the letter m to denote slope here in algebra. So, there is a formula, right? Couple of them. One, slope could equal the difference of the y's divided by the difference of the x's, x coordinates. It's also rise over run is a common way to figure that one out, especially when you have a graph. Whenever we read slope, we read it left to right. The further the slope is from zero, the steeper the line. Lines are parallel if the slopes of the lines are equal. Now, this one's going to be something that people tend to forget quickly. You don't want to do that. And then also, the lines are perpendicular if the product of the slopes is -1. So if you multiply two slopes and you get -1, then those two lines are perpendicular to each other. What are the four different types of slope? There's positive slope. Again, we're reading it left to right, so it rises left to right. Negative slope, from left to right, decreases. Zero slope is a horizontal line. Undefined slope is a vertical line. How do we actually measure slope? All right, so if you're given a graph, you want to pick 2 points. Count from left point to right point, and that would get you your slope. Now, ideally, you always want to simplify your slope. Sometimes you end up with a fraction and if you can simplify it, do so. So I'm taking a look at this first example. I want to measure slope of a line. I want to try to find some nice points on this line. So I'm going to pick out this particular point and I'll pick out this one. So I always count left to right first. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we know that this is in 8 to the right, so that's positive. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 down. So it's a -5 then. So this is our slope. How do you figure out slope algebraically? So substitute the points into the slope formula and then evaluate. So in this case, sometimes you're unable to graph the points, plot the points to find the slope. So using the formula would be a lot more useful. So let's write out what that formula is. Once you've got that written out, you want to label the pieces of your points. Once you got them labeled, we're going to substitute them in. Once we've got it substituted in, now we evaluate. And again, simplify if possible. And that's how we figure out slope algebraically.